All right. For some of us, we have done a problem that looks something uh, like this before. We did division when we were in third grade. However, this one is what we call long division, and it is a review. Some of us do not know how to do this, so I will be going over two problems for this one, and they are the same exact problems you are going to see on your next gen math. So pay close attention because you will be getting two answers here. So I'm gonna start by looking at my uh, how I went ahead and wrote them down on my paper. My first question is always to ask myself, 8 times one number gets me super, super, super close to 5. So let me go ahead and make my multiplications of 8. I got 8 times 0 gives me 0. 8 times 1 gives me 8. 8 times 2 gives me 16. 8 times 3 gives me 24. 8 times 4 gives me 32. So I'll stop right there. If I look at my multiplication, nothing gets me to 5. I goes over. Even when I multiply 8 times 1, I'm already over 5. So therefore, 8 cannot go into 5. Think about your shoe size. If you wear size 8 shoes, can you fit in a size 5 shoe? The answer is no. So since you cannot, 8 cannot go into 5, then you're going to go ahead and now see if it could go into 53. 53. So let's continue on our multiplications for 8. So I have 8 times 5 equals 40. 8 times 6 equals 48. 8 times 7 equals, let me double check on this, 56. 8 times 8 ends up giving us, trying to think about 8 guys, 64, right? So when I look at multiplications for my 8, and I want to figure out what number, 8 times one number will get me super, super close to 53 without going over, I'm going to look right here. And I realized that if I was to say that 8 goes into 53 7 times, I will be going over. I would not be able to do that. So the number that gets the closest to is 6. 8 could go into 53 6 times because I end up getting 48. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 6 right on top of my 3. And then I now do 6 times 8, which we know equals 48. And we subtract. If I have $3, can I buy something for $8? You only have $3 and you need to buy something for $8. The answer is no, you cannot buy that. So therefore, you need to borrow from your neighbor. I'm going to borrow 1 from my neighbor. If I borrow 1 from my neighbor, that means that my neighbor now has 4 and I now have 13. So 13 minus 8. What is 13 minus 8? And the answer is 5. And 4 minus 4 will give us 0. We are not done yet. We're going to go ahead and bring our number 6 down. So instead of it just being equal 5, we're going to bring this one down, and now it's going to equal to 56. Now we ask ourselves the question, how many times can 8 go into 56? We're going to look at a multiplication chart that we did, and we're going to figure that one out. So we know that 8 times 6 equals 48, and 8 times 7 equals 56. So 8 to go into the number 56 7 times. 7 times 8 gives us 56. We subtract. 6 minus 6 gives us 0. 5 minus 5 gives us 0. We have no remainder, so therefore our answer will be 67. So I'm going to go back to Next Gen Math, and I'm going to enter that answer. I'm going to enter 67. Make sure you enter number 18. Let's go ahead and answer number 17. number 17. Number 17 has to figure out how many times can 9 go into 486. 486. So let's figure that one out. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my multiplications of 9. You should have a multiplication chart in front of you. It's gonna be very, very helpful. I don't have one right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and create one by myself. 9 times 0 equals 0. 9 times 1 equals 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. 9 times 3 equals 27. 9 times 4 equals 36. 9 times 5 equals 40. 9 times 6 equals, I'm sorry, this is not 40, this is 45. 9 times 6 equals 54. 9 times 7 equals 63. So I'll stop right there. If I need to do more, I will. If I don't, then this is fine. First thing I'm going to ask myself is, how many times can 9 go into 4? Remember, think about it, if you wear a size 9 shoe, are you going to be able to go and fit in a size 4 shoe? Your answer should be no, there's no way. So instead of asking yourself how many times can 9 go to 4, because we know that cannot happen, then we start asking ourselves how many times can 9 go into the number 48. I don't know this off my head. However, I do have a multiplication chart that I'm going to use to help me answer this question. So we look down and we find out one number. So 9 times one number will give us an answer that's very, 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 very close to 48. So when I look at this, I know that 9 times 5 gives me 45. 9 times 6 gives me 54. This goes over 48, so I cannot use the number 6, but I could use the number 5. So 9 could go into 48 without going over 5 times. I'll put the 5 right on top. Now I have 5 times 9, which gives me 45. I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 5 gives you 3. 4 minus 4 gives you 0. Bring down my number down. And now I ask myself, how many times can 9, without going over, to go into 36? I'm going to look at my multiplications of 9. And the answer is that 9 could go into 36 4 times, because 9 times 4 gives me 36. So 4 times 9 gives me 36. 6 minus 6 gives me 0. 3 minus 3 gives me 0. My answer is 54. 9 could go into 486 54 times perfectly without having no remainder. And that will be your answer for question number 17. You're just going to go ahead and put 54 right there. Hope this video helped.